Co-living is the hottest real estate strategy right now, and in Colorado Springs, you can make so much more money than a long-term rental or even a furnished rental. Today, we're going to talk about the key things you need to look for when finding a co-living property here in Colorado Springs. The first thing is going to be all about location. You want to take note of HOAs because you want to avoid these HOA areas. You're going to end up having a lot of problems with parking because some HOAs don't allow street parking overnight, and even sometimes what you do inside your property with the rehab and exterior fixing, or if you add a window here or there, the HOA is going to want to know what you're doing and need to approve it before you make those changes. And if they find out you're going to be having 7 to 10 people living here, you're putting bedrooms in the garage, it's going to cause a whole mess, and they could completely ruin your whole strategy just from a flip of the switch. So first thing is avoid HOAs. Next, you want to have good parking areas. Typically, in most homes, you're going to have, a driveway or garage area. You're probably not going to use the garage area much unless it's for storage or for putting bedrooms in. You're going to use the driveway spaces as the parking. And if there's like a third driveway area on the side, that's going to be great. Or even if it's a gravel spot or even grassy area too, as long as you can park cars there. And then you can have street parking. It is allowed here in Colorado Springs. However, you might have a run-in if you're parking in front of other neighbors' homes all the time and down the street. They're going to get annoyed by that, and they're going to start causing problems and looking into what you're doing at your property, and could ruin your whole entire co-living rental ability. In real estate, first impressions can make or break a deal. Whether you're listing a home for sale or marketing an investment property, having high quality photos are key at grabbing attention. If you want to stand out in the competitive Colorado Springs market, having high quality photos is essential. And Wayne over at Hamadi excels at getting the best possible photos for your property. He is based right here in Colorado Springs and specializes in capturing properties in the best light. If you're ready to take your property photos to the next level, make sure to contact Wayne over at Hamadi and mention you heard about him from Tanner at Red and Joy Real Estate to get 20% off your next shoot. Remember, great photos can make the difference between a quick sale and a stale listing. So make sure to contact Wayne over at Hamadi today. Ideally, what you're going to want to find is in front of your property parking, and if it's on a corner lot and it wraps around the side of the home, that's going to be perfect for co-living parking because you can get probably up to 2 to 4 in the driveway area, 1 to 2 right in front of the house, and then on the side you can probably get another 4. You want to get a total of around 8 parking spots total, ideally 1 parking spot per tenant that you're going to be having. And most of the time you're going to have probably 7 to 10 bedrooms is what I see most co-living properties end up doing. So 7 to 10 parking spots for all of your tenants. Next up, the bed and bathroom ratio. This is crucial. Most of the higher rooms that are going to be rented are going to be 1 bedroom to 1 bathroom. And those are going to range between the 900 to 1,000 depending on what utilities are and how you do your pricing. If it's anything more than that, it's probably going to be 2 bedrooms to 1 bathroom. For shared spaces like that, it'll probably be around 700 to the 800 range. I would say the max you want to go up to is going to be 3 bedrooms, so 3 people per bathroom. If you go anything more than that, it's hitting 4 or 5. It's going to be a lot of people going through 1 bathroom. And ideally, if you can have it spaced out to where you have 2 one spot, 3 one spot, and then they can kind of share all of that together, that can work out better. But you want to avoid going more than 4 unless it's absolutely necessary. If you do have 4 people to a bathroom, it's probably going to have to be a smaller bedroom and lower rent in that scenario too. The properties you're looking for are typically going to be 2,500 square foot or higher. Oftentimes it's going to already be a 3 to 5 bedroom typically. It's pretty rare when we see them that are 6, 7, 8 bedrooms all set and ready to go, unless it was previously used as student housing, co-living, rent by room, something along those lines. And you're going to have to find a way to put bedrooms into these properties. Some of those key spots are going to be in the dining rooms and in the living areas. You are going to still want to have 1 living space around the kitchen area to have that community engagement with your tenants. It'll be good for overall morale in the home, but one of those spaces can be turned into a bedroom. The other spaces that are good for are going to be a loft or an office area where you can simply add a couple more walls and put a window in there if there's not one already, and a closet. Those are the main key factors, are a window and a closet to make it an actual bedroom. With the windows, it's going to have to be a proper egress window, which egress just means that there's two ways to exit the room, which is going to be the bedroom and the window. In the basement, this is where it's crucial because a lot of those windows that are already there are very old and they're smaller than like 2 feet by 2 feet. If it's smaller than that, it likely needs to be replaced, and it needs to be more than, I want to say it's like 48 inches in diameter that it needs to be for the window to be proper egress size. And you can pretty much tell right away, like, oh yeah, someone can definitely get out of that window, or ooh, I don't know if someone's going to get out of that window, to determine if you can put a bedroom there. And oftentimes, if you do want to get an egress window put in, it'll be probably $7,000 here in Colorado and can typically ruin the deal to where it doesn't make sense numbers wise. So make sure you look out for that and find good quality egress windows in the basement where you can put more bedrooms and more bathrooms too. If you're planning to get photos done on your next listing or rental property, don't forget to reach out to Wayne with Homati to get 20% off your next shoot. The last thing we want to talk about on location here in Colorado Springs is going to be crucial that you are around some type of college, which is going to be Colorado College or UTCS, or around the military bases. I would say that around the military bases is going to be the best bet for getting your tenants. On average, probably 60 to 70% of most renters here in Colorado Springs are somehow linked to the military. So Fort Carson, Peterson, Trevor, and the Air Force Academy are the 4 here in town. Most of them are going to be on the south and the east part of the city. The Air Force Academy is up in the northwest area of town, but most of the cadets all live on base and they don't end up living off base. But Fort Carson and Peterson are going to be the main 2, and then Trevor as well in those areas. So on the east side of town and the south side of town is where you're going to be looking at. On the south side of town, it can be a bit lower class, like C-class, D-class neighborhoods. So ideally, as much north and east as possible where you're still along Powers or I-25 and Interstate 24 to get to each of the bases very quickly will be your best bet. Now that you have your property ready to go and you're looking to get renters, Facebook Marketplace and Roomies are some of the best spots to put your ads up. Zillow has also just come around where they are allowing marketing for bedroom rentals to be on their site, which is great to see for the co-living space in the community to get more options for renters out there to find places to live. The typical lease is going to be from 6 to 12 months, and then you can do extensions off of that. I'm sure you can definitely do 1-month leases, 2-month leases, depending on what type of tenants and quality of leads that you're getting coming in through, but it's going to be up to you at the end of the day. And for furnishing these properties, you can furnish the bedrooms. Most people just will be furnishing the common spaces, which is the kitchen, bathrooms, living rooms, dining area, but that's about it. All the bedrooms and all the bedrooms of the tenants, you can put furniture in there. However, most people tend to just bring their own stuff if they're going to be living there for 12 months, and that's what they want to do anyways. But you're going to feel out your market and what you want to do and what's going to work best for your type of co-living investing. I hope that was helpful in figuring out what you want to do for your next co-living investment. If you want to hear more details and in-depth, I have a podcast interview with the Bigger Pockets author, Miller McSwain, all about co-living. His book is called Coliving Cashflow, and we go really, really into depth on every single category. I ask him a bunch of questions to really help figure out what needs to be done to make a great co-living investment property. We'll see you there.